This is a quick introduction to the use of the Phidgets electronic set in Maximus P, or using it as a standalone application to connect to other software. We have a Phidgets set here with different types of sensors connected, and this has just been mounted inside of a box. The Phidgets interface itself is here, and the sensors are connected to this. I have a slider here, a joystick, a potentiometer, touch sensor, temperature sensor, light sensor, and a force sensor, and these are the ones that are connected to the software. Inside of the program Phidgets2MIDI, you have the option then to connect to this device. So what I do here is that I start by clicking on Start in the top left corner. Then I see that when I move things here on the controller, then the different parts here light up in the display here. I can also stop the device again and start it again if I want to. I can change the sampling rate, so if I set it to something slow, like 1000 milliseconds, then you will see that it updates only once a second. If I set it to be -1, it will be running as fast as possible. This connected here just shows whether you have a device connected at all or not when you start the program, and you can also choose this We Connect button here to look for the device if you have recently connected it. For each of the different, or the 8 sensors I have here, I have the option to change some settings. First of all, I can choose whether I want to have a speed limit on the sensor. A speed limit means that I can reduce the sampling rate that I use for this. So for now I will turn it off. The next thing I can choose here is to decide whether I want to have calculate the first or second derivative of the sensor values. I start setting this to none. I can choose to filter the data a little bit. This is typically useful if you have a sensor that is noisy. In our case here, all the sensors are pretty stable, so I don't have to filter anything here. I can choose whether I want to keep duplicates or not, and first now I will keep duplicates. And I can choose to scale the values here. In my case here now, I want to scale from 0 to 1000, which is the data that I get from Phidgets, and then scale this to a MIDI range of 0 to 127. Then when I've done this, you can see here that my values are going from 0 to 127. Now, the first thing I see now is that actually I want to have it the other way around. I want to have 0 here and 127 here. So I can change this by just changing the values here. I click and I type in the values here, and then now it's scaled the other way around. And finally down here I can choose how I want to send this out. Now this program here only sends out to MIDI devices. I can choose to have, for example, a note out right now, and I can just use the built-in synthesizer here to control the sound here coming from this one. So here I can hear I have a piano tone that will play whenever I move this one. Now you can hear that this one is resampling all the time now, so now I can demonstrate some of all the settings here. So for example, if I put on the remove for duplicates, then I will only keep single ones. Now you can hear this moving back and forth between 2 tones, so we could use some filtering here to be sure that we only get one. So I put on the low pass filter here, and let's select fairly low level here, 5 and 5. And now it will keep quiet, it will only say something when I actually move it. I could have selected a different range if I wanted to here, and I can also choose to have, for example, looking at the first derivative. then I will only get the difference I have between tones will be used to create the sound. The speed limit function can be used here as well if I want to. Then I will probably keep all the duplicates here. And then I can use this one to put this one as well. If I set this to a fairly high speed limit here, 233 milliseconds in this case, you can hear that I get the pulse coming out of this. So this could have been used to then control something further. If I don't want to use note out, I can also use a control out here to send to a MIDI synth to control something else. This little program also has the opportunity you can choose to store presets by clicking here. You can choose a preset and then click store, and then you can click another preset and then change something here and click store there. And you can also load then presets. You can go back and forth between different presets here, and you can choose to save your presets in a file and then open the file again. So it's not very advanced, but it gives you quite a lot of different possibilities for using a Phidget set to control MIDI devices.